Thank you so much, Mr. Aziz, once and one more time again. Thank you so much. And I quite got a lot of things from what he has been explaining to us about branding, right? I think one from what he gave us, I think what I wrote here is that a brand is a unique identity that represents a product, service, a company, or an individual, right? A lot of people still don't see themselves as a product, right? I tell you, you are a product of someone or people, uh, and there are different products that will come out of you also. If the only product you want to come out of you are your children, you can't make it, right? That's the difference between a rich mindset and a poor mindset. Huh? Uh, so you have to see yourself as a product itself, right? That you are producing something. You are learning a lot about these things now. No, I continue to tell I've met some people before, and I tell them that some of the things that you are learning right now, you probably might not even use it to work. You probably might not even use it to do anything. But I tell you that some of your children, your kids, even friends and family will learn this from you, and from their own success, you yourself will become successful. Also, more like you building a community of wealth. You know, I'll just quickly say a story about one of my friend. His name is Alat. We call him Alat, but it's Alat Ishe. He has a foundation here in Nigeria. If you have heard of Alat Foundation, it's a very, very big foundation in Nigeria, yeah. And he was doing well, and he's into fashion business too, like I am. But unlike me, who into fashion business, but my tech um, career is like the major one, right? He was just the fashion business alone. But we met. That was some quite months ago, like that was years ago when we met, and he I play the piano, I play keyboard, so he drums. So personally, I just made him my own personal drummer, right? So then we started going to the same church and everything. And long story short, he liked my music director, who is a female, and I was like, "If you like, I talk to her." And I was scared, and I told him, "Talk to her." So when he spoke to her, then I spoke to her also. And right now they are married. Now this is the where I'm going to. So they got married, and after everything now, Anna, which was my own music director, Anna became pregnant. Now when Anna gave birth, they gave birth to a boy, right? And boy again, we call him Alat Junior, right? They gave birth to this boy. Imagine Alat himself, like I said, he was my drummer, right? He drums very well. Like he's a talented drummer. No, I wouldn't even like to use the word talented drummer. He's like, I don't watch football, but there are two people I know about in football, and I studied about them. And the reason why I remember one time when I was studying about them, one of my guys saw me was thinking that I'm trying to know football. I told him, I'm not trying to know football. I'm just trying to know what is going on with these two people, right? Messi and Ronaldo, right? Who do you think will last long? I still tell people Ronaldo. Who do you think will get much more money? I still tell people Ronaldo. Now, this is not me differentiating, saying that maybe I don't like Messi. I don't watch football, right? When I play that is, I think the only sport I do is swimming. Huh? But this is why I say so. It is easy for Messi to say that he's going to rely on his talent, and in the long run, it will fail him. What is the usefulness of your talent if you do not build on it? Ronaldo is not talented. He work hard and he work smart, right? He's not a talented footballer. It is due to what hard work, training. So many times his manager wrote something saying that if they are to come to the stadium 6 a.m. in the morning to train, he said when he get there, everybody will meet Ronaldo there already training. Now he said one day they were supposed to meet at the stadium early in the morning around 6 a.m. to start training for the day. So what the man did was he came there like 4 o'clock that he's going to come. He said he still met him there. He was already training. So how do you want to compare that? Right? Now, Alat gave birth to this boy, and when they gave her to Tife, his name is Tife, I call him Alat Junior. When Tife was, so there was a time that we are listening to music. So sorry that the story is taking long. I'm trying to point out something for you about branding and you being a product. And some things might look as if it is not useful for you now, right? But it is going to be useful for you in the future, right? And so and this was what prompted Alat. Alat is not in Nigeria right now, he's in UK working fine. And I will tell you what prompted him, because it was something that we were planning before, that I was going to relocate, but he was not serious about it. But because of what happened, it triggered something in him and he was like, guy, I'm relocating to go and do my masters. Like I told you from onset, when we both did computer science, he was fully into fashion, nothing concerning with any book again or any computer, anything, nothing. Even his website for the website for his fashion business, for his foundation. I was one that was I dealt with all of those. Hmm? Now, Tife was not up to a month. No, I say a month, a year. It was not up to a year. There was time that we were listening to. He wanted to score a song in church, so we were just listening to the song in the car, and we saw the baby, the way he was doing and doing it. I was like, how the baby is growing to this song like this. And the next thing, um, because the mother we've played the song all over and over again. When we were playing the song again, he was making some hand movement. If you are a drummer, even though you're not a drummer, you know that no, the way this boy is making this hand movement, the way this boy is doing to this stuff, right now, it's actually funny. I told Allah that Allah was like, I know, say this guy, he must be a footballer. He must be a footballer. Which kind of drummer? So we just gave a 1 year old boy a drum. A 1 year old boy a drum. Now this looks unrealistic, but it's happened. 1 year old boy gave him this drumstick, right? And the way he was even beating the drum, the paradiddle, everything was so much perfect. And I told Allah, I said, you struggled to learn how to drum, because you've learned how to drum and that drum is already part of you right now. Anna, Anna sings well. She's a very, very good musician. Like, she sings well. But she works as all this care worker in Nigeria then before she relocated. Care workers are those that in overseas and they fear care workers more than police. For you those who could carry your children and say that this child is no more your child, forget it. That child is only God that can help you. And say that child you claim it back. Huh? So Tife became like that. Now, so many times now growing up, we find out that Tife was really okay with these things. And I told a lot, look at what this boy is doing. Like, this is talent. A lot of things were happening that everybody in church started looking the boy like, I was just like one small boy that is trending on Instagram now that plays piano comfortably well. A lot of little children, right? And who plays the piano actually? The father. Did the father trend? No. What he struggled to learn, right, became something that was already inside of him. Huh? And you might be thinking that how can you learn something and that thing will become part of you, that your child will inherit it. It's actually possible. My daughter is just 6 months old. My mother-in-law one time was talking to my wife, was like, that she noticed that my daughter to do something like, she takes her hand. She can just take her hand and do like this, or she just drop her hand like on her hand like this. That she has always been looking like, what is on this girl and what is scratching her hand. Then when she told my wife was just like, hmm, that don't worry, come. She just called me and said, that means they say your daughter most times she's talking and maybe she's already, how do you know she's anxious or maybe something is happening, like she's not comfortable most time, that she just her mom just knows that her daughter is just doing like this, like her hand is already like she's rubbing her like this. I just smiled. I said, "How is me when I'm anxious or I'm worried about something or I'm not really happy about the environment?" Like I start doing like that. Mom was like, "Wow, oh yeah." The woman was like, "Oh my God!" Like, now that is something that I do normally, right? It's already part of me. And guess who got it already? Just 6 months, or she just lost 6 months. Hmm? So it is actually very, very possible. Now, Anna, what happened was that, just let me move fast. He was so anxious. I was like, if his son can get this drumming something right from him like this, he said no. Any other child is having right now, anyway, must get something else also, that he can't withstand to be dull and limit himself. because he was thinking around. He's not drumming again. He's working 247. Is in UK. He got a job in a government company. The wife too. Anna is not even singing. There's not most time. I didn't know they go to church once in a while. Do you understand? Working, but there's something that is a product of them already, right? So product alone should not even be that maybe your child or anything. Probably you investing in people. You invest in people, you invest in this, invest in so many people. On the long run, it's going to pay for you. That's exactly what happened to Davido when he came online and he said he need how much that he could not bring his car to Nigeria and need so amount of money, and people stood up and gave him that money. And yeah, what did he do again? Yes, he gave it to the to charity again, right? So when we talk about branding, so sorry for taking your time. When we talk about branding, right? Like I said, like from what I got, I said branding is a unique identity, unique, not just an identity, unique identity that represents a product, service, company, or an individual, encompassing their values, personality, promises, and distinguishing them from others in the market or industries. Pella, because if we talk about personality, everybody, some people might think that you must always be decent. Ella is not decent, and he made sure that he kept that indecent brand. Hello, are you getting me? Bella is not decent, but he made sure that he kept that indecent what branding. He likes making noise. He kept it. It's a brand. Do you understand? So branding, it is not limited to anything at all, right? But like I said, like I always say, make sure that when you want to brand yourself, when you want to do something right, make sure it is something that you do that will influence people, right, positively. Because on the long run, in the long run, hmm, what will people say about you when you are not here, right? Buhari, they say Buhari died. Everybody felt. I can tell that Nigerians did not even feel anything. This guy that died, even trended. This was he was only this guy. There was this guy that died say 2 years ago, and exactly almost what happened to Michael Jackson when Michael Jackson died was what happened to Mohbad. When he died, the whole country went shut down, and the whole president died. You have to be forcing people to stay inside. Do you understand? Yes, he has a brand. He has a brand also. But when they are gone, when they went, when they were no more, what did people remember them for? Do you understand? So whenever we are creating a brand or we are branding ourselves, it shouldn't be only about now. It should be about one day, everybody will get what will people remember you for? Legacy. Then I think he also talk about some examples of personal branding. That I think that when you talk about influencers, content creators, artists, creatives, even professionals like doctors, public figures like Timi Badru. I think the ladies in this house, please, you guys go on LinkedIn, follow Temi Badru. She does public speaking. You are going to learn Temi Badru. Even for the guys also, even for me, I follow Temi Badru, right? I learn a lot of things about her. I don't learn anything techy from her, but tell me one thing I learned from her that is also helping me in the tech world is what public speaking, how to communicate with people. You think you want to come to the tech world and you don't know you want to know how to talk to people. Do you understand? And okay, also for your LinkedIn, please just make sure that you have a LinkedIn account. LinkedIn is like the Facebook for professionals. The same way Facebook works, the same way how LinkedIn works also, but for professionals. And there's something that is called an ATS, which is applicant tracking system. Hmm? An applicant tracking system is more like a filter that filters your CV, right? Imagine you submit CV to somewhere now, and when the applicant tracking system track everything inside your CV, takes it to your LinkedIn, find out that what is on your LinkedIn is different from what is on your CV. What do you think will happen? Right now, it is not human being that is doing that, oh, it's just computer. Oh. The computer will just push you aside. Do you understand? The computer will just push your CV aside. So the human beings, the hiring team will not even see your CV. Right? Just make sure that all your information are on the same platform. If you are going to be using GitHub, right? Use your GitHub well. Go online, learn. If you're having any issues, or talk to any of your instructors. They can put you through on how to make use of GitHub well. You can make use of Linktree. You can make use of even create your own portfolios, right? It's not until you have a domain name, create your portfolio, create your website. You can be using it, like that. You can even use Netlify to host your website for free. Even GitHub will host your website for free. It's just that their extension, their own domain is going to be there, but it's still fine as long as you have something there, right? You get. So that is fine. And I think the last thing I want to talk about is just a joke, right? Since everybody is just trashing one particular team, I saw one guy that posted something online. He said, "How many of you have drank water from a tap before using your hand?" You've done it before, right? I've done it before too. Yeah. And the guy said that if the that method of you drinking water with your hand from a tap is called asthma. And I was like, why? Yeah, and I was like, I said, why is that? I said, why is that called? Why is it called asthma? Because I was watching the video, I was like, okay, why is it called asthma? Because I was confused. And the guy said, because he does not have a cup. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that what has asthma done to you people? Why? See the shading. Eh? So thank you so much, everybody. So sorry.
Much, Mr. Aziz, for the exciting lecture. And thank you, Mr. Gbadamosi, for the additional information. So, all I just want to show you basically is just few GitHub profile. But first, before I move to GitHub, I would like to say, okay, uh, for the UI UX designer, do you have your personal like design that shows your skills and your work that you've done? UI UX designers, like your personal design that shows your skills and everything you've done, everything you work on. So it should just be like a more or less like a portfolio website. You can just generate the Figma link and just share it because whenever you're applying to a job, they always ask for something like that. It's very, very important. So it's just like serve like okay, your portfolio website for Figma designer if you can't create a portfolio website. But for web developers, I think it's very important to have your own portfolio website, your personal website. It's very, very important. I did not get to know that until quite late, and I had to rush and do something. I was able to do something. So for developers and cybersecurity analysts, so GitHub is a must. GitHub is a must in addition to your LinkedIn. You can't have one without having the other. So let me show you some GitHub profile and tell me which one is suitable. So I want you to take a look at this. This is a profile here like this now. It's not showing. Okay, okay. Okay. So I want you to look at this GitHub profile now. This is the first one. This is the second one, and this is the third. So now I want you to comment on these three GitHub profile and tell me if you want to hire someone, who will you hire out of these three?
Okay, sir, what are you doing here? Look at you now. These are your profiles here. The first one. The first one.
So why will you hire? It's more detailed, like all what the person does, what the person use, and his own. You can see how fun it is. So I'm sure you guys used to see this buy me a coffee a lot. Buy me a coffee a lot. So it's like if you want to compensate the person's profile or anything. So you can see this is what you should have on almost all your portfolio. It's not even almost all your portfolio. Your name, your bio, what you do, your stack, everything. You can see the way it is. You can see the format in which it is in. So please, I would like to indulge all of you to do something like this.
Let me show their own. Let me show their own. Cameraman will do your work.
Even if it's having 7 repositories, but you can see this is not looking nice. So your profile, when you send them your profile, when you send them their profile, this is what they will see first. So it's not encouraging, it's not introducing the person that okay, this person is professional. So For cybersecurity analyst, I'm not quite good in that aspect. So, but I don't know how you are going
Yeah.
to make a GitHub account.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry to comment. Like, concerning your GitHub account, I just want to ask. I'm not having a kind of a double thought on. I'm kind of having a double thought about when I saw your portfolio website. So online, that was on X. Like, there's kind of more of like someone I was following. So he was trying to like tell us what our portfolio website or something should contain. Then he gave some kind of instances. So I want to be sure if I should ignore that because it was like when you're writing about yourself, you should do away with your location. And he gave some instances for that. That if probably you should just write that you should just what should be mostly is your skill. What and why he said so was because of the fact that if you happen to like you are trying to apply in a country that most of them are all these racist, they are racist, like all this kind of some of all those Asian countries, like you have interest in them and the employer is kind of trying to and we all know that Nigeria we have this kind of I don't know, maybe this bad image before the foreign countries is obvious. Like even if you are going to apply for a visa or whatever, it takes like something like a a kind of and how do they call it? Someone from another country, and even in an African country like Morocco, we get more upper hand than Nigeria. And this is why he said this that if you don't include your location, like for instance, if the employer comes in and is already wowed with your project, like you saw that this guy is very good, and you will have no choice, even if at the end of the day you now move to the next level that I saw that he's already wowed with not normally he has already liked you, like this guy is good. He would still consider you ahead of others, like I don't care about the country he came from. But at first, once maybe you guys are much like you're 50 trying to apply for a particular one, is the first thing that will just discourage him first is Nigeria. He has not even seen your project, though. He will just go. So I don't know. I'm kind of confused now. Like I don't know which one to. Maybe when I saw the location, I saw really just Nigeria. So I wanted to just like shed more light on that aspect.
Okay. Yes, 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 yes. That's a very, very good question. And that issue is an issue of dispute actually. Issue of dispute. Some people they had their location, some people they don't have location. But to me, it's best for you not to add your location when applying to remote jobs. When applying to remote job, don't add your location. Because why they call it remote? They don't need you to be physical there. So me putting this on my GitHub, okay, it's an error on my part. It's an error on my part. But when you start working with someone, there's no how they won't get some certain information about you. They need some certain information about you for you to start working with them. They can ask for your NIN number to confirm your details. They can ask for your international passport. But like that, won't they'll still get your information just like that. But you've said it further, like saying you've done a lot of work already, and the person already like you. The person won't have a choice but to hire you. Yes, I get your point, but this is a mistake on my part adding this location here. But there are some people that okay, even if they don't like, there are other people's like okay, there's some countries that are racist to Nigeria. What if you have a Nigerian as the head in a company there, and the person is willing to. It's not Nigerian. Wow, I have a Nigerian here like this. Person, let me see what he has done. Like I don't know. There are some countries that let me use Togo for instance. You if you go, you won't see a lot of people that I'm from Togo. I'm from Togo in diaspora, like not in their country, in other places. And let me say a CEO that is from Togo was not going through application. Was not saying American, Nigerian. Not see his own, and he mistakenly he saw his own person. Won't he be interested in it? He's going to be interested. Wow, this person is from my place. Let me take a look at what he has done. So it's it is both. That I said is issue of dispute. It can serve as advantage and also disadvantage. But if you are coming from a professional perspective, you should not add it. Should not add it. From a professional perspective, you should not add it. That's why in your CV, I've actually seen a particular CV where someone said add your location, but don't be specific. Like, okay, you say that, okay, Nigeria, don't put Lagos, Nigeria, because we know, I don't like to say this, but a lot of some people are tribalistic in this Nigeria. Like, there's a lot of tribalism. So if you just put Nigeria, if you say, okay, you are not from, uh, you are not Hausa, not put Kano, Nigeria, they will start suggesting that you're an Hausa. So just put uh, the person said just put the name of your country. That's enough for you. Thank you. So let's tell something.
Sorry, it's just I think I will just be fast with it.
Clap for him now.
So I just want to show
This
something.
is so.
For cybersecurity guys, so I think about that location for cybersecurity guys, I think there are ways you can actually work on your GitHub account, input some information, and it's actually going to be very, very helpful. Now, the aspect of that, right? I think there are some things that are based on preferences, right? They are based on preferences. You can either add your location and decide not to add your location. They are just preferences, not best practice, right? Best practice, we still say you should add the location. Hmm. You know, last week, was it last 2 weeks when I was okay, I was complaining to you now about a job that I missed. Now, the job they're going to be paying me is more than 1.5 million naira monthly, right? After everything, I still lost the job. And I think that was the aspect of, and I think one of the reasons why I was angry, and I'm still saying, I'm still composing the message I want to send to them, because I've something like that has happened to me before. And one of the reasons was because they finally found out that I was a Nigerian. Mhm. And so for me, in most cases right now, I just put my location in all of those things. If you don't want to hire me at all, don't hire me. Don't put me through stress of going through rigorous exams, tests, interviews. After everything, you start sending me message that you have to choose people that are very close to your own location and stuff. Then why did you stress me? And the problem came from the aspect of I didn't put my location. As I say, it's always about preferences, right? Preferences, but not best practice. Okay. So depending on what you want to do, depending on the place you're actually applying for the jobs. Do you understand? So location issue is all about preferences, right? And for GitHub, right? See, for cybersecurity professionals, everybody can use GitHub. For example, I think this is okay. This one is just incoming. But this right now, this doesn't have too many things though. Can see that. Hello, Gbadamosi. If you click here, go to your LinkedIn, put all your link, right? All these labs are things that I've worked on. Tools, certifications, some few things you can just put it there. And in a nutshell, see when you've seen, if you go to my GitHub, if you need the code for all of these things, it's something that probably maybe we can, for those that are doing front end development. No, I think my cybersecurity guys, I told them something that no knowledge is a waste. Yes, I worked as a front end developer for like 5 6 years. And at a particular point, you would think that because I'm doing cybersecurity, that the front end development knowledge is a waste, right? But it's not a waste. What helped me right here, right? Everything that I'm doing here, everything here is not cybersecurity. Is what your front end development, right? And you just write your code. I think it is much more easier for the front end guys. And I think this is a job and a business idea for front end guys also, right? Front end students, you already know about all of these things. You have other people right there. You have other people right there that will need GitHub account, the account to be set up and stuff. Business, I'm a businessman. You talk to them, you can teach them, yeah. You can teach them or help them in doing all of those things. And what do? You get your small money from it, right? So you might be looking at it that how do you use GitHub to save a lot of a lot of labs, a lot of things that you've done. For example, if you look at this one that I have here, I say it's a project of scanning and animating local network with your nmap on your Kali Linux. You can see that all these steps, all these things I put right here, if I send it to you, there are things that you can actually do on your own, and you find out that all these tasks are tasks that will really help you grow. I have hundreds of tasks like that, right? So all those tasks, everything that you've been doing, as long as you have somewhere that you are keeping them. Now, if it is now my time for you to store them on GitHub, it is very, very easy. All you just need to do is you meet your front end guys. They can teach you how to input all of those data and the links, right? Also, just make use of links. Make use of links is actually very helpful, right? And when I say make use of links, it means that all those things that you have, all the information that you have about yourself, have a cloud space where you keep all those information. Then you just use your hyperlinks and put them there, right? So it's actually not hard.
So now we are moving into
A round of applause for.
oh sorry, sir. So let's move into question and answers.